Evening, folks. Have you got me? Can you hear me? Are we there? Can you hear me all right? Good evening, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stream. Cheers for joining me. 10,000 subscribers, eh? Goodness me, what a journey. So who have we got in the chat? Let's have a look. We've got Winray Chan. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. Chris Restall, Eamon Tolman. Looking forward to this one this evening. Good man. Appreciate it. Mojo, how are you doing, mate? You okay? Good. I like your new PC, by the way. Flexing some pics on Discord yesterday. Very, very nice, mate. Very nice. Karl Heinz, morning from good old Germany. Congratulations on 10,000 subscribers. Appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Montana Kitty, hello, FARMERSIM. Hello, mate. How you doing? Swanee 1776. Evening, mate. Hope you're well. What does he say there? Anyone play on Waseca County, Minnesota map? I have 25 hours on it doing a cattle and hog operation. I gave you the idea to start a large cattle operation, so thank you, sir. Love the videos. You're very welcome, mate. Glad to have given you a bit of a kick there to have a go at that. Cartech, hello, mate. Well, congratulations, sir. Thank you, very appreciate it, mate. How are you? You all right? Good to see you. Lounsey, 2011, good evening all. Congrats on the 10k. Thank you, mate. Very kind, very kind. Big Mac, Throttle, how you doing, mate? You well? Mean Robots, hello, bud. How are you? It's been a while. Life treating you well, pal? Oz, hey, buddy. How's it going? Chris, Hugh Jones, evening, guys. How are we all? Hope we're all well. Appreciate you joining me. TVD Bunt, hello mate. DJ's Club, Woodshock. Hey, how you doing, pal? How you doing, mate? Yeah, all good, mate. So yeah, 10,000 subscribers. What a thing. Hey, can you hear me all right, by the way? Can you hear me clear, loud and clear, as it were? I'm in a, obviously, I'm sure you can tell I'm in a slightly different place than I was last time I did a live stream. Last time I think was beginning of February, I think, when the channel had a 2-year birthday. So I did a live stream then, and but yeah, 10,000 subscribers, what can I say? Ron, hey, evening, pal, how are you? Just put the announcements in Discord for you. Congratulations on the 10k, mate. Much bigger things to come. Well, hopefully, mate, yeah. Onwards and upwards and all that. Perfectly clear. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. No pun intended. Yeah, so here we are. This has been something of a popular map and a popular save in the last couple of weeks. There has been an absolute crazy flurry of activity over on Discord when we've released this save file for download. Harvesting King, hello mate. Jacob Magna, TNS Move, what's up mate? FS Farmer Jones, appreciate that mate. Thank you very much. Cheers for joining us on your Friday evening. You'll have to forgive the lighting. I think it's turned out kind of all right. I know it's a bit, it feels a bit gloomy around me here than what I was usually doing, but I tried to do the green screen thing because I didn't have a lot of time to kind of plan this and figure it out, but we tried to do the green screen, so I bought a green one of them, which is now sat up there because it's useless, but the lighting in the room that I'm in is it's subpar, shall we say, so the green screen idea didn't work, so I just hurriedly ordered a black version of the green screen, so a black screen, just to kind of, you know, get rid of what's behind me, as it were. Ostoya Palik, it's first time face cam. The first time you see me face, is it, mate? Sorry. Found your channel through this map series. Oh, is this where you discovered me, is it, Big Mac? Well, there you go. Appreciate it, mate. Thanks for jumping on board. It's been a popular one, though. It really, really has. And before I go on, I wanted to ask a favour of you all, if you can. Because this has been so popular, we've been trying to get some kind of metric as to how many people have actually downloaded this map save file from my Discord, because Discord doesn't give us them numbers. I did do I've stuck a poll on my Discord a few hours ago this afternoon. It's pinned in the FS25 chat section, so if you can, if you've got the a couple of seconds of your time, jump on my Discord, links in the video description below. Jump on that poll and just tell us whether you've downloaded the map or not, because we just want to get an idea. There's just a simple yes or no tick in the poll. Just let us know if you have downloaded it or not, because we just want to get an idea of how many people have actually downloaded it, because it has been massively popular. TVD Bunt, thanks mate, with the $23.99 super chat. Appreciate that, mate. That's really kind. If only my live streams could have your cinematics. I appreciate that. Well, yeah, it wouldn't go down quite as well, would it? With me just faffing around in flight mode and setting things up, it wouldn't look quite the same at this from on a live stream, would it? Cheers, Ron. Nice one, mate. Appreciate that. But yeah, this has been massively popular. The channel's gained since the release of the series, and this is the 3rd episode of the series, so I've only done 2 episodes of it. I've had over 500 subscribers jump on board as a result of it, which is brilliant. Obviously, everyone seems to really enjoy it, and the Discord has just skyrocketed up. We've now got just north of 700 members in the Discord, and I can't remember what we started at before this series kicked off. But it's mega, and it's been properly busy, and I absolutely love it. It's been great being able to chat to loads of you on a bit more of a personal basis on Discord, obviously, because that's what gives you, being able to message each other real time. It's pretty decent. There's been loads of stuff going on there, and one of the things that has gone on there in the last couple of days, and again, it's absolutely brilliant. I've got to give a massive shout out to Martin ML Gamer and Welsh Sim Farmer as well, gentlemen. If you're watching at some point, hope you're well. They've introduced me to a couple of lighting mods. Now, I hope you can tell from the quality on the screen. It is the stream is in 4K. It should be. I don't know whether you're getting it in that, but regardless, the poll is in the FS25 chat section, mate, in a TNS move. Yeah, they've introduced me to a couple of mods, and one of them is works in addition with the additional game settings, and it's called Darker Shadows and Lighting, and it is absolutely. It's for me. It has changed the game 100%. Completely changed the way the game feels, the way everything looks, and because the lighting of the game is something that's always been a bit meh for me. It's been lovely, don't get me wrong. FARMERSIM 25's new lighting engine with all the, like you can see the sun's rays coming through the trees there like that. It's really cool, and it's mega compared to what FARMERSIM 22 had. But there was still something a bit, for me anyway, there was something a bit missing, and obviously modders in the background have obviously felt the same way. So they've this Darker Shadows. It's not a mod, it's something that it's a folder that you have to place inside additional game settings, and it gives you, I'll show you here actually very quickly. Where are we? Sorry. Jumping in here now, if we go to the settings, go into the settings and then additional game settings, it's the custom lighting. So when you can access the different lighting folders for the different maps that you've got installed in your game, like, Calms the Farm or anything like that has its own lighting setting, it gives you this shadow and color setting. And what that does is essentially, it darkens the shadows and it just does a heck of a lot more with the lighting in the game, and it's made it 10,000 million % better than what it was, and it's mega. So, well, congrats on the 10,000 members, FARMERSIM, and thanks again for the save. You're very welcome, mate. No problem at all. It's not just me you've got to thank for that, mate. It's Chimera. She put a huge amount of time into sorting this place out. Now, I'm sure a load of you are aware the save that we released on Discord is marginally different to what this is here, and that was we were limited because we couldn't release the certain mods we couldn't release because they weren't available. We couldn't find the links to them anymore. There's a couple of private converted mods on here that we couldn't release. Obviously, rules are rules. So Chimera has spent quite a bit of time just kind of rejigging this place a bit, and that's what the save ended up being that we released. It's the same plot of land. There's a lot of things that are the same, but there was just the availability of a couple of the sheds and the big cow barn that's around the back. But because of that, when she'd gone back into the save and started rejigging things a little bit, obviously when you remove one thing, you can't just necessarily put something back in its place and make it feel the same. So essentially quite a lot of it changed, but it's still really, really good. There was some very, very clever placement of some objects and placeables and fenceless pastures and cow barns and stuff in there, so it's really, really good. So if you haven't got it already, please feel free, jump on the Discord, come and join the club, as it were. You can get your hands on that save game there. All the mods are listed on that page as well. You'll be able to, it's just a page of links to all the individual mods and where you can get them from, just so that the game will jump straight in for you. But the other negative thing about the whole situation was when we released the save, it was really unfortunate timing, because we released the save pretty much at the same time as patch 1.7, and it broke the map because it's got custom textures. It broke the map, so we've released the save, and then all of a sudden it's like, the map doesn't work, we can't see the floor, it's all invisible, what's going on? And it's like, oh no. So we've had to so many people, we have had to give the instructions for how to transfer the texture, the terrain shader.xml from the main game into the map file, and then that solves it. But it's a dead easy fix, but obviously when you've got several hundred people downloading a file and then opening it and going, what? So it was a bit like, it was just a case of unfortunate timing. So the poll is in the pin message in the Discord general chat. Cheers, Ron. Danny, congratulations for the 10,000 subs, mate. Thank you very much. Lounsey, if you just go into the Discord, I'll tag you in the poll. Just ask a general chat. TNS move. I clicked yes on the poll, brother. Oh, here she is. Trouble. Chimera. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. The creator, as it were, lurking. Good to see you, mate. I know you're busy, so I do appreciate you jumping by, mate. It's great to have you on board. Hope you're well. Have you managed to successfully drink your cup of tea yet, without tipping it all over yourself? Commander Mondo, congrats with 10,000 subscribers, FS. Appreciate that, mate. Carl Hines, thank you, mate. That's very generous. Another €10 super chat. Thank you, man. That's really, really kind. Really appreciate that. So, yeah, here we are. Here we are. So, what have we got to do tonight? Well, what we are going to be doing, we're concentrating on a bit of grass work. Here he is, Welsh Sim Farmer. I've just, well, your ears burning, mate. I've just been talking about you and Martin ML Gamer introducing me to the all the lighting mods and stuff that we've now got installed. What do you think of it so far? I did quite a bit of fettling over the last couple of days because I've managed to give myself a little bit of time. Big Mac, goodness me, mate, another monstrously generous super chat. That's very kind, mate. Thank you very much indeed. Very kind. Andrew Openside, really appreciate your content. Congrats on 10k hard earned and well deserved, mate. That's thank you so much, mate. $20 super chat there. Mark Haythornthwaite, goodness me, that's mate. Thank you so much for the super chat again. Very, very kind, mate. Very kind. How are you, mate? You all right? Good to see you. Good to see you. I've lost my trail of thought now. Goodness me. Right, yeah. We're concentrating on grasswork. So what I have actually done, those of you who have followed the series know that I did a bit of grasswork in the last episode, and yeah, I got my tea in me and on me and around me. Well done. Sorry I was late, been out for a minute. Mate, no need to apologise at all. You haven't missed much Welsh. I've only just started just doing my usual babble on, haven't I? That's what I'm really quite good at. I don't know whether I'm coming or going right now. I need to gather some tractors and trailers up because I know that's what we're... Because what I've done, we've got a very big grass field to work in. And knowing how long these things take on this particular map anyway, so I made the executive decision earlier today that I've got the mowing done before the episode started, because it is a very big field. So I ran the big Krone big M450 in the big field. I've got the grass mowed. Share Hanma, hello mate. Goodness, hello mate. How you doing? You well? Appreciate the super chat, Share. That's very kind of you, mate. You keeping well? How's STRIX? All good, thanks. Your hair is looking a bit thinner. Stress mark. It blew out. No. It was. It got a bit hot. Over the last couple of weeks, and it's always one of them where I kind of look like a troll from under a bridge. I hadn't had a haircut for months. I looked like a worn toothbrush, so I kind of just shaved it all off. Maybe a hair mod will fix it. Less of it, you. Right, so let me take us down to the field we're going to be working in. So I've done like I say, I've done the mowing off camera. Rion says hello, FARMERSIM. Hello, big man. Hope you're well. You're looking after your dad. Enjoying being a farmhand on the game, mate. Hope you're well. So yeah, I got the mowing done with the big M450, and it's all sat in the field now, directly in front of us, and ready to be picked up. So the idea is we're going to run, and in fact, I'm going to set up. I'm going to bring up my Autodrive now. What field is it? I'm going to be. I think it's field 1 actually. There we go. Yeah, I should have done a little bit more prep before this, shouldn't I? So, field 1 is what we want. And I haven't actually moved that into the right folder yet, so that's going to be going to bunker 1. So yeah, we are literally going to be picking the grass up. I'm going to drive the forage harvester, and we're going to be running 2 trailers with the tractors in support. Obviously it's going to be quite a big job, but that one should just pull up pretty much there, and I should just be able to jump back over. I'm going to run the John Deere as well. Do I do this in real life too? I do not, mate. No, this is I'm purely a digital farmer who needs to increase his knowledge vastly. But yeah, that's essentially the idea. And in fact, let me just show you where we're going to be going, for those of you who haven't seen the farm yet, because this is an incredible farm, let's be honest. It's very, very special. It really is. So in the last episodes, we've started filling up our 3 bunkers here. Now, I've got more in there than I thought I would. At the minute, we've got 375,873 litres in here, 32% compacted, and this is our compaction machine. Instead of having a proper silo compactor, this is brilliant for levelling and compacting a bunker. It really is. Keep the bucket full at the front, so then everything, it just shovels everything forward, and it's brilliant. It weighs over 20... Let's have a look where we're going now. 21.56 tons, so it's got a heck of a bit of weight under it and around it, so it works really, really well. So I've got Autodrive set up. We're going to be filling up this bunker first. When I started the series and I looked at them and I was looking at the size of the fields, I kind of thought, I don't think these bunkers are going to be big enough. But like I say, 375,800 litres in here already, and it looks like we're going to be able to stack it right up to about here. I reckon we're going to get a heck of a lot more in here. So twice as much again, 6, 7, 800,000 litres perhaps. Yeah, so I'm going to go for that. I think that's what we're going to aim for. But we do have the access to all the other bunkers as well. Who have we got? Hit the like. Yeah, hit the like button, people, if you wouldn't mind. I'd greatly appreciate it. We've got 73 of you in, 33 likes hit already. So if it's no trouble, give it a quick knocking for me. I have a question, FS. How do you play the game? Xbox controller and keyboard mouse, or just keyboard and mouse? I have a PlayStation 4 controller, so you're kind of on the right track. The controllers, obviously I'm on a PC, so I've got keyboard and mouse and all that, because you need it for PC. But especially for cinematics, with the way I'd make my videos, the controller is an absolute must, because the toggles give you that real smoothness and movement, especially when I'm trying to make arty-farty camera shots and all that kind of stuff. It really does. It helps with the smoothness, because trying to move, and also throttle modulation when you're driving the machinery. I've tried it once or twice, sorry, with the keyboard, and it feels so weird and alien to me. Just using WAS and D, it's really difficult. So yeah. TVD Bunt, goodness me, mate. There we are. 23.99 euros super chat. As a real grassman, there shouldn't be. As a real grassman, shouldn't there be a JCB on the pit? There's a JCB on the farm, telehandler, but there isn't one on the pit. Right, so field 1, I want to set that to the harvester mode, and we're going to go for bunker 1. Now I'm going to be jumping back and 2 between. We'll get that set on its way. So here's my JCB, my telehandler, the lovely little thing. But just check out the lighting though. The lighting is so much better now. It really is. Get a PS5 controller, your hands will thank you. Honestly, I've had this PS4 controller for years. I know that the PS5 controller's a little bit more ergonomic there, but I mean it's really quite good. It does the job. Although and the other thing is my PC doesn't have Bluetooth or anything like that, so I have to wire it in, and the connection's a bit dodgy. This is showing you my fix it method, but the connection's a bit dodgy, so you probably can't see it in the glare of that light, but there's a mammoth chunk of blue tack holding the cable into the back of the controller, because just the wiggle on it like that would disconnect it randomly all the time, and it drove me potty. So blue tack to the rescue there. ADI SRO, am I using reshade? I am indeed, mate. Yeah, not for much. I'll bring up the menu that I am using reshade. I'm using it for predominantly detail aspects. There's a Radiant GI that doesn't actually do anything at the minute. There's 2 clarities, an adaptive sharpen, and I am using the colourfulness one, which just to add a tiny little difference to the colour. But that's all I'm using reshade for. Mark, I can't use keyboard, controller or wheel with joystick and Stream Deck for me. Do you know, honestly, I did try. I've got a Logitech G29 steering wheel set that I used to have for my Gran Turismo, but because of and I know a lot of other people do it, and they've developed the knack of working around it. But when I had my previous setup on my old desk in my old house, when it came to editing and making videos and using the computer for a computer, having a massive steering wheel that was kind of permanently here, and the pedals and all that kind of stuff, it just got in my way, because I'm quite tall and I've got long arms, and it was just a case of like, I can't deal with this, it's in my way, so I just binned it off and I do. I use this. It's looking amazing. Thank you. No, you're very. I'm glad you like the look of it, mate. Obviously, it's something I've always babbled on about in my videos, but the quality of my videos is one of the most important. The visual clarity and quality is one of the most important things to me. I can't stand the idea of making a video that looks like it's been filmed through a potato. Yeah, I've spent a lot of time. I need to change my FOV here as well, actually. Bear with me in these, because 60 FOV in these vehicles doesn't work for me. There we go. That's better. We'll do that one as well. See, I should have done all this at the beginning of the stream, shouldn't I? But I was faffing around. So let's lift that header up. So yeah, we've got ourselves our John Deere 9000 series forage harvester here. Big beastie. And the yard is quite nice and tight. I like it, but it's workable. But it's such an incredibly amazing farm. I love building farms. I've lost myself for days and hours and days and weeks building farms. But this is special. It really, really is. Just having this just on the on the hill and on the slope, the landscaping that's gone into creating this like this is just amazing. It really is. Chrome Big M is the rocket of choice and the rest Clar's equipment, but I'm a neighbour of Clar's and Amazon Fabrics, and my point of view could be a wee bit influenced. I'm with you on the controller being easier than keyboard and mouse too. You know, glad you agree, mate. It makes the world of difference. And it's one of those things as well. It's just one of those things that once you get used to doing it a certain way, it's very difficult to go back, wouldn't you say? I find that anyway. I'm one of them, just gets stuck in my ways, what can I say? So, but yeah, just the lighting there is amazing. The difference in the shadows, and it's taken away the cartoon's the wrong word, but there was an aspect of cartoonishness to the appearance of the game, and it wasn't, you know, it didn't look cartoony. That, like I say, that is the wrong word, but there was something I just couldn't put my finger on. Swiss Sim Gamer, congrats on the 10k subs, mate. A fine milestone. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate it. Good to have you on board. Road Roller, hello, mate. Hope you're well. Right, so what do I need to do here? I need to make sure, first and foremost, that I have field 1 set in my Autodrive. And it's not often I do this kind of stuff live, so honestly, this better work and not let me down. You hit 750,000 mod downloads today, Mark. Good man. That's mega. Congratulations, mate. That's a huge number. Nice work. Is that just the Mod Hub's 23rd best mod time-saving stock check, or is that overall? Oh, hello. Where are you going now? See, look at it. Look at this, you see. Never do anything live. Right, okay. Let's turn you off for a minute, you idiot. I've turned my forage harvester on, and this thing's decided to go and get itself wrapped around a massively immovable road post. I was really hoping I'd be able to start this off bang on perfectly well without a single hitch. I did spend a bit of time the other day just setting things up. Right, you stay still, will you? Right. One of you's going to follow me. Oh, the joys of automation. Overall, mate, good stuff. Good stuff. Right, I need to get in front of these two here. Drop that header down, turn you on, jump out of cab mode so I can see what's going on. Wait for these pair to sort themselves out. Looks like that's the John Deere that's really on it. Listen, Chimera. Don't say it. And I know your hatred for oh, that's the wrong word, isn't it? Not you and all Welsh. This wasn't meant to happen. Right, you go there. You go there. Right, now the John Deere's connected up proper. This will work. This is the kind of stuff you never normally see. Ah ha 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 ha. Yeah. Shut up, you. Congrats, mate. Well deserved. Love your channel and content, mate. That's very kind. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Good to have you on board. Honestly, it's because I keep on getting out of the... I just need to turn one of them on, don't I? I keep getting out of the forage harvester. That's the problem. So every time I get out of the forage harvester, Autodrive recognises there's no driver in the things. Right, so I'll just turn you off there. Let's just get in my forage harvester and get doing some, shall we? There we are. Come on. Sort yourself out. Come on. That's better. That's better. Stop stopping. There we go. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere now. See, I might be able to let it go in a straight line and pay attention to the chat for a few moments. There we are. There we are. Never worked with kids, animals and Autodrive. Live on the internet. No. Jamie Heath, I love your content. I've been following you from the start. I've done a mega farm build on Calmsden. And you're only 10 minutes away from there in real life. Nice, mate. My mega farm has 4,000 pigs and 5,000 beef cattle. Mate, nice work. You're a long way further up than me. Then at the minute, we've only got a few hundred head of cattle on the farm here. Martin made it. Just walked in from work. Glad I caught. Mate, good to see you. Appreciate you calling by and saying hello. Happy Friday evening to you. There you go. This is better. This is how it was going when I was prepping for it in my mind anyway. I'll get in the forage harvester. I'll stick 2 tractors on Autodrive and they can unload me. Yeah. We got there in the end. But yeah, I did the mowing bit earlier on, off camera, as it were, because I kind of knew that this job here is going to be potentially a good couple of hours work. I'm hoping to, I don't know if we'll get it finished in tonight's episode. The idea is to try, if we can. That's the idea. We'll see how time plays out, but obviously I need to be driving this forage harvester, and I will also need to keep an eye on them as they load into the bunkers as well, just to make sure that they don't start going a bit crazy. So when I know that the Fent's full here and that's on its way, we'll jump out and keep an eye on it. Make sure it's tipping in fine, because I have had to amend the Autodrive nodes a bit just to make sure it tips into a slightly different place. How big is the field, mean robots? It is. Bear with me 2 seconds. Let me just come to a stop here. Oh, I can't just get out. Can't, if I get out, the Autodrive's not going to enjoy that. The field we are in here is 57.16 acres. There we go. Despite having played this map extensively, this series is a highlight. I am excited to see your cattle empire expand. Thank you, mate. Well, let's hope so. I'm trying not to rush things. I do still have it set to 5 in-game day month, 5 in-game days per month. Whether that might still be a little bit too much, I'm not too sure. I might drop that down to 3. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm taking things slowly. Obviously, the idea is we're in September at the minute. Come November time, we need to start thinking about shifting all the cattle that are currently in the 2 pastures. We've got just north of 300 head of cattle in those 2 pastures, and we need to start thinking about getting them into the barn. So that's what we're doing here. We are prepping to make all the silage and the hay to fill that cow barn up. There we go. Is that now? That's now Fent full. There we go. Right, so now we can set this one on its way now. And now once I've done this, and I jump into this here, as you can see, the John Deere there, and hopefully the Fent should be set to leave the field at the closest point. I need to just check that, don't I? We go into the settings here. Where are we? Settings. Yeah, field exit closest point. So he's going to run a lap round the field. Let me just check that you are field exit. See, you're not. I need to do that closest point. There we go. Apply. Yeah. There we go. Get back into my harvester. And now I'm back in the harvester. The Autodrive driver of the John Deere there should start moving again. Yep, there we go. 5:00 afternoon. Same here, just got off work. Love your content. Thank you, mate. That's very kind of you to say. Good to have you on board. Good evening to you. What's it looking like at your end anyway, visually? Is everything looking alright? I always ask this question, don't I? Everything seems fine. I've got green lights here on OBS. No drop frames, tickety-boo in that respect. Excellent connection. Wonderful. Come on, little deer. When you're ready. Now that you've sorted yourselves out. And it won't be a problem for me. See, there's the Fent there now in the distance. He should. Let me just keep an eye on him. I might want to turn traffic off, mightn't I? Because that's going to cause a bit of a nightmare on the roads, possibly. I'm just watching that Fent leave the field. Forgive me here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm watching him in the distance there. Because that black cement mixer there... Honestly. Oh my word. It does this. Why would you do... Right. Traffic. Where are you? Game settings. Traffic off. As soon as I turn that off... There you go. The Fent is going to start making its way to the farm. Lovely. There we go. See, it's not all that bad, Kim. Automation does work. Skynet isn't going to take over just yet. Looks good. Cheers, Welsh. Looking very good. The street. Looking very good, the stream. Thanks, Danny. Appreciate that, mate. Weird bit centre left. Oh, is that me? Cheers, Oz. Thanks, mate. Honesty is key there. All smashing there. Good stuff, Swiss. Nice one, mate. I am glad. This is the first stream I've done in this house where we are at the minute, in this temporary setup that I've got going on here. So, yeah. Right. Bear with me. You just stay there for a minute. I'm going to jump over to the Fent. You should be making your way over here. And I just need to monitor this for the first load or two, just to make sure we're all right. Apart from the Fent driver seems to be on the cider. Yeah. Well, they work for me, what can I say? Benigno, hey man, new subscriber here, really enjoying the Iowa Cattle series. Keep up the good work. Cheers, mate. Welcome to the channel. Cheers for jumping on board. Nice work. Thank you, mate. Glad you're enjoying it. Right, so this one's going to reverse in here. Don't let me down. It shouldn't be too bad because these tracked tractors can turn quite sharp on a dime. And I have already loaded this bunker once or twice before, but I've altered the tipping point here, so it should stop halfway up the first kind of incline of the roughly about here. There we go. Boom. Right. Well, while you're doing that, because this is going to be the case as well. I know you can automate the compaction of the bunkers, but I actually quite like doing it in this. It's not often I've used one of these big wheel loaders in FARMERSIM, to be honest. Every time I come to silo compaction, it's always, you know, just get one of those silo compactors and levelers on a big tractor and just shovel it back and forward. But come on, you're doing a good job there. Get it tipped. But it's actually quite cool using this big wheel loader. It's pretty cool. Come on. Hugh Jones, thank you, mate. That's a very generous £10 super chat there. Congrats on 10,000 subs, mate. That's very kind. Thank you very much. It's a wonderful thing, this. It really is. It's been a heck of a journey so far. 2 years, just over 2 years. 10,000 subscribers is just amazing. And it's all thanks to you lot at the end of the day. It really is, because, you know, a lot of you have been with me from the start. There's so many names that I recognise and see and talk to so regularly now that have pretty much been with me from the beginning, and it's amazing. It really is. So I've got to thank you all for your support and your views and your constant friendships and all that. It's mega. It really, really is. So to be here now with a channel that's got 10,000 subscribers is awesome, quite frankly. It's hard work, don't get me wrong. I'm not don't think Courseplay would compact a silo with a wheel loader. Thinking no, well that was, yeah, you are right there, Mark. there's no doubt going to be some technical issues with that, no doubt. But yeah, it's I just think it does a really good job. What can I say? It's I haven't managed. Well, I'm not going to say I haven't managed to get it stuck yet, because as soon as I say it, I'll get it stuck. But it's done a good job. It does, and I honestly find it more user-friendly than using one of those levelers, honestly and truthfully. Right, you'll do that. You're on the way back to the field. You're sat waiting for me. Right, let's go. Off we go. There we go. That'll do. Back to picking it up. So hopefully now, well, there will still be intervention from me. I will still have to keep an eye on the bunkers now and again, but I think I might be able to afford to let him tip 1 or 2 trailers before I need to go and intervene. I could probably do with another couple of trailers, I'd imagine, maybe, if I was being really honest, but hey-ho, nah, we'll be right. We'll be right. Don't trust the course play to do my bunker. You like it? No, do you know what? No, I'm with you there, Win. I do like having a neat, compacted bunker. Timber Falcon, congrats on the 10,000, brother. Appreciate it, mate. That's very kind. Good to see you. Cheers for joining us on your Friday night. Yeah, appreciate it, mate. It's been a mega journey so far. I always say that on these live streams, though. I suppose the last few live streams I've done, they're not that regular. I seem to do them every couple of months, but obviously last time was the channel's 2-year birthday. I think the time before that might have been 5, 6 or 7,000 subs, maybe. I'm not too sure. Because things have picked up a bit in the last few months, I've got to say. Primarily in the last couple of weeks, thanks to this series and this farm. This has been really popular. But there's been a bit of a lull with Farming Simulator, don't you think, recently? And I kind of feel, whether it's just me or not, and whether it's just how I feel from my side of the fence over in my little world here, but Farming Simulator 25 felt like it was having a really difficult time for a while, up until... Where are you going now? What are you full? I'll just leave you be. Is that Fent going to start moving towards me? No. Just wondering why the John Deere's just decided to give up. Or are you just replanning a route? Because I'm just picking this stuff up and it's not going to go anywhere here. Come on. There you go. Just sitting there doing nothing. Is it full? It actually looks like it's full. I'm going to get out of your way then. Maybe it is full. Yeah, it is full. Fair enough. I'll let you off then. I'll just wait for the Fent to swing around again. So I don't want to... These things don't have a huge capacity and they don't actually hold on to anything, do they? So it should fire a little bit into the trailer when it pulls up, I think. There you go. There we go. That'll do. Good stuff. Good stuff. I was thinking that John Deere might struggle a bit with a fully weighted trailer, but no, seems to be doing all right for now. Right, I'm going to leave that bit there anyway. The one that's jumped. I'm just going to follow the courseplay course there. We'll pick that bit up on the way around again afterwards. Martin W, welcome to FARMERSIM's farmhand. Good man. Well done. Nice work, mate. Appreciate you jumping on board. Lee, now mate, congratulations for reaching 10,000 subs. Well done, thank you, mate. Very kind of you to say. Appreciate that, mate. Appreciate that. Oh, that's better. Now I've got the first headland out the way as well. The tractor and trailer pull up alongside there, and it kind of works a bit better when they're running to the side instead of from behind. That's awesome. But yeah, I feel that the lull that Farming Simulator had been through, I feel, in the last few weeks, couple of months. Does anyone else feel like it's kind of dissipating a bit and feeling like it's getting a bit more back to normal? The mods have been coming thick and fast from the mod hub recently. Although saying that, I don't think have we had any out today? I'm not too sure, but they've. I know we had some Saturday mods. Was it last week or the week before last? The maps are starting to come out now. Yeah, I feel like Giants are wading their way relatively efficiently through the backlog of mods that they had to test and get released, so with that in mind, it's kind of felt a bit like things are picking up again, because I know a lot of people, even some of the really big names. I know FSG stated in one of his videos that temporarily, at least anyway, the motivation for him and the game had kind of dissipated a bit. And you know, when you hear me being down here kind of thing, when you hear stuff like that, it kind of made me go, whoa, you know, it was a bit worrying. But I think maybe collectively a lot of us all felt a little bit similar. I was a bit worried, thinking, you know, because I could see at the time views on my channel had dropped down. I had taken a fortnight off from due to moving house, so I know that coincided with it as well, and I was expecting kind of like a drop in activity on the channel because I hadn't released any content for as near as makes no difference 2 weeks. And yeah, but then things just, you know, some things happen, things have, you know, the tides have turned a little bit. I had the idea for this series, and obviously Chimera very diligently and kindly built this farm. It started off as what, it was her personal save, and she posted some images of it on Discord, and I was like, that's really nice. And then she sent me a copy of the save game, and I had a bit of a wander around, and I was like, dude, this is mega. And then, you know, a couple of discussions were had, and then it was like, right, here we are, I'm starting a save game here on it, and here we are now. Kim, mate, gifted 10 FARMERSIM memberships. Mate, that's very kind. Thank you so much, man. So there we go. A handful of you jumped on as FARMERSIM's farm hands. That's awesome, man. That really is. Thank you very much, mate. Really, really kind of you, mate. Where's that John Deere? Where is the John Deere gone? Right, I'm going to have to... Hang on. Oh, there you go. Look at that, it's worked. It's fine. Nothing to worry about. It was just taking its time a bit. Taking its time a bit. Nothing to worry about. It's all good. Right, you've got to get back to this project. Printers are done. Sorry I can't say a lot. Mate, no problem at all. Honestly, great to see you, mate. Thank you very much for dropping by, and thank you very much again for your generosity there with the memberships, mate. Catch you on Discord a bit later, mate. Have a good day. I hope you get through your stuff. Take it easy. Lounsey 2011, forgot to mention. Oh, is that you, Charlie? There you are, mate. See, there you go. You got 2 names online. I had no idea. That's your alter ego. Forgive me, mate. I had no idea. How are you doing? Lewis Gilbert, legend, absolutely, mate. 5-0, I love the game struggles and all. Now that mods are rolling out, it's great. No, I completely agree, 5-0. It's and to be fair, I think there was an element of, I'm not going to say impatience at the beginning in the first few months, because like Martin's just said there, it always takes Giants 6 months to sort out new versions. And yeah, you're right. It's excuse me. It's a brand new game. It was a brand new game, and I think the expectations were so high that Giants really struggled to keep up with the quantity of mods that was suddenly coming out for the game, and then it all just turned into a negative spiral, and before you know it, it's like, oh, you know, the popularity and the negative comments that were thrown all around the internet and this, that and the other, it just made the whole thing feel a bit like you were under a bit of a dark cloud. And as content creators for the game, and as you know, as Giants partners and stuff, it was like, you know, for me as well, this was everything for me at the minute is a first. Even doing this for a couple of years, you know, it's a first for me. I've never really experienced a negative air in the atmosphere around the game that you're making content with, so it was a bit of a new experience, and I was like, oh heck, what do you do here? You know, you're making content for a game, and it feels like the popularity and whatnot for that game seems to be, you know, dropping a bit. Oh goodness, what do you do? But sure enough, it was a case of, you know, sit back, kind of have a good think, and have a good, you know, try and take note of what's still being released out there on the internet in respect of content, get an idea of what people are still watching and what they want to watch, and try and follow suit. And that's kind of what we did with this, and so far so good. It's been, you know, people seem to have really taken on board with this this series and this map anyway, and this save, so that's wonderful. Chris Watkinson, evening FARMERSIM. Hello mate, hope you're well. Cheers for joining us, mate. Oh, they're all talking Welsh now. Nice one, Chimera, for the gifted memberships, mate. Nice one. Yeah, win. You're right. Roll on the 8th of May. Big changes. Precision farming is coming back on the 8th of May, isn't it? That was another massive announcement that was released, that came out yesterday, wasn't it? I'm really looking forward to that. The detail and the extra detail and focus that for the precision farming brings is brilliant. And I haven't delved into too much of the detail yet, but I know that it's coming with tram lines. We're going to be we'll be able to have tram lines in the field for using our big sprayers in, which is great. That was a feature that we never had in base game FARMERSIM 22, at least I know. Even FARMERSIM speaks a bit, well, Borida Welsh. That's about as much as I can do, because we say that to each other every day, don't we? And considering I'm only about, what, 25 miles from the border of Wales, it is shocking how little Welsh I do actually know. So it's always the main one. Araf. I know Araf means slow, because that's always on the roads when you drive into Wales. But can't wait for precision farming. Much preferred. Yeah, definitely really excited for precision farming. Obviously, like I said, the addition of tram lines is going to be really interesting. One thing I did read in the blog that Giants released yesterday, that you're going to be able to retrofit most of the base game sprayers with the technology to I don't think it's not, well, you can probably call it spot spraying. I don't think the blog termed it as spot spraying, but it's that kind of technology. You can retrofit your booms with the technology to be really economical with your herbicide and your liquid fertilizer and such. So that's really quite good. But just the differing soil types that the fields tend to be, that you'll get in your fields once you've got precision farming. That was something that I really quite enjoyed about it back in 22. So we've not got long to wait now, have we? What was it, the 25th of April? So yeah, a couple of weeks, isn't it now? Jacob Magna, hi. I have a question of a farm. Is that... Sorry, I have a question. How big of a farm is that I'm playing on? It's just over 500 acres in total, mate. 535, I want to say. Including all the fields and the land that we own, because the fields are quite big. But yeah, it's about 535 acres. The Iron Drengen, I haven't been to Wales since I left England 14 years ago. You now live in upstate New York. Nice, mate. Hey, Dinky. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. I hope you're well, mate. Cheers for joining us. How's your Friday evening so far, pal? Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's going well. The Fent is on its way back already down the road. Can't wait for precision farming. I only got into FS mid last year. Is that right, Oz? You only got into FARMERSIM mid last year? And you've already made a couple of belting mods that I'm very fortunate to have in my mod folder testing at the minute. Does anyone else have that? Sorry, can you see the flickering on the trailer as it disappears off into the distance? Does anyone else have that on their game? Because I've had that since FARMERSIM 22. That's not just a 25 thing. And it drives me potty. And it's only when it's on the side of the light kind of thing. It's stopped now. It drives me nuts, and I was worrying whether it's something to do with something particular to my setup. But I've always had it, and it did it on 22 as well. So I've got no idea. I'm assuming it's obviously, or could be, an AMD thing. I'm not too sure. No, Jacob. Thanks, Iron Dragon. It's Monteith, Iowa. This map is a normal, standard 1x map. I'll show you. I'll jump into the map PDA and show you if you've obviously not seen it before. There's not a huge amount of fields on it, but I have a real soft spot for an American farm, for an American map with some big fields. I love that. I really do. So there's only, what have we got? 16 fits. Well, there's 21 plots of land, I think. 17. 21's the highest number there. Anyway, there's not much, but they're big, and that's what I like. You get flickering field textures if I look out the back of the tractor when doing field work. Both leverages show at longer log distances. the Harvesting King. I just started playing FARMERSIM 22 when they announced FARMERSIM 25. So the game is a new one for me and I'm loving it. Good stuff, mate. It is a great game. How you feeling, by the way, mate? I know you said on your Discord that on Discord earlier that you weren't 100%. You've not been right these last few days. Are you fighting fit now, mate? Catching up with your content. There's nothing worse than trying to make content when you're not 100%, when you're not right. It's really, really difficult. It really is. Trying to focus, trying to sound, you know, upbeat and positive, and be able to think about all the things you need to concentrate on at the same time as feeling rough it's really tough. It really is. But then again, so's doing anything when you're ill, isn't it? Doing anything when you're rough's 10 times harder, isn't it? It really is. But yeah, we've got a lot of work ahead of us in this episode, haven't we? Like I say, I don't know. We're already an hour into the stream. I have no idea if we're going to get this field finished or not, but we can try. You're good now. You were out for a week. Goodness, mate. Yeah, man flu, was it? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Mrs. FS knows that now as well. She's now that man flu is genuinely a real thing, because men have different sized sinuses to women than women. So yeah, apparently it's a scientifically proven real thing. There you go. First time I've seen me stream, FS. Nice to be able to put a face to the voice. Nice one, mate. Cheers, Chris. I don't know whether that's fortunate, lucky of you to be able to see my ugly mush live on the internet, but yeah. Did I ever play Westbridge Hills? No, I don't think I did. I know the one you mean. There's back on 22. There was so many maps. We were literally spoilt for choice, and I'd like to think that at some point very, very soon. I mean, I think we're already starting to get there now. I think there's quite a large choice of maps out there. There's a huge choice of Eastern European maps, Polish maps, and such already. We seem to get quite a lot of those quite quickly. But we were so spoilt for choice in 22, and for a huge chunk of the life cycle of 22, I had started my YouTube channel, so I'd committed to doing a handful of series. So because I don't actually get the chance to play the game, just, you know, in my own time. If I get the opportunity to sit at the PC and turn the game on and do something, it's like, right, well, I need to be utilising this time to my advantage and making content. So I don't really get the opportunity to sit here for 3, 4, 5 hours at a time. I don't want to run that deer over. And just play the game willy-nilly. So look at that, there we go. John Deere's back from the bunker. In fact, I do actually think I need to... Yeah, there we go. We need to have a bit of bunker management here before we crack on. How many cows do I have now, Andreas? Hey, mate, how you doing? Good to see you. We'll jump in and I'll show you. Right, so in one of the cow pastures, we have got 150 in pasture 1. We've got 150 in pasture 2, so we've got 300 there, and we've got 61 in the barn on the hill there, which is a breeding barn. So we've got 361 head at the minute, but the breeding barn has got, sorry, let me jump back into the menu there. The breeding barn has got 31 19-month-old Holsteins and 30 19-month-old brown Swiss, and it's not completely full. Obviously there's still quite a bit of capacity in there. So, and with that being a breeding barn, and these are all at breeding age now, reproducing age, they're not far off now. They're at 10%, obviously, because we've only recently started the save, so that we need to get them, you know, give them the time to get to 100% productivity, keep them fed, get them producing, and those numbers will start going up. But the others we need to get come winter time. So I wanted to try and do things kind of properly on this save. Was come winter time, bring all 300 head of cattle in from the pasture and into the big barn there. So that's what we're doing here. We're prepping the food for the winter silage, as it were. So I'm wondering whether something's gone a little bit wrong here, because now that it's not in the bunker, it's not tipped as chaff, has it? So I might need to spend a few minutes here, mightn't I, ladies and gentlemen, giving this a good shoveling, pushing it back up as best as possible. You've just stopped playing the Tassie map, Old School Farm and Old Machines. I stopped so I can... Oh, thanks, mate. That's, do you know what, funnily enough, actually, the other night, for the first time in almost ever, I caught up on a couple of Scrofts videos, the real-life farmhand videos. They're great. Go and watch them if you haven't seen them. They're absolutely brilliant. And then the thumbnail caught my eye, and I suppose that was a thumbnail doing its thing. And I haven't watched one of his videos for ages. But Daggerwin, he's got a series on Tassie Farm, hasn't he? And there was something to do with peat, which is a unique product on that map. And it's worth millions. He bought this. He got straight into the episode. Within about 10 minutes, he'd got £500,000 loan, leased a load of this specialist peat equipment, and within half an hour, he had £1 million in the bank. Because this peat, he had one trailer loaded with this peat stuff, and you know, he just took it to the sell point and he got £1 million for it. And he had a whole load more land to work with this peat stuff, and I was like, oh my god, it was worth stupid money. Alex B, congrats on the 10k, sir. Enjoy your content and keep up the great work. Thank you very much, mate. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Andreas, mate. I'm really, really good, thanks, mate. Congrats on the 10,000 subs. Mate, that's very kind. Thank you, man. It's good to have you here. David Nelson, did you have to fix the textures yourself? I did, mate, yes. Do you know what? That terrified me. And I think I mentioned it in episode 2 of this series. I did episode 1, recorded it, great, released it, everything looks brilliant. The next day was the patch 1.7 update, and that's what broke a lot of maps, not just this one, but I wasn't aware of it at the time. It was a case of, right, the patch has just come out, I downloaded the patch and then jumped into here to start recording the next episode, and sure enough, the ground was all watery and invisible, and I was really worried that something had gone horribly wrong and that the series was dead before it had even started, because the map's now broken and I didn't know what to do. But sure enough, really, really simple fix. You know, you just take the terrain shader XML from the base game, stick it in the map, job done. I believe DR Modding, who made this map, he did release a fix for it a couple of days later, as I'm sure a lot of map makers would have had to have done with their maps if they had custom textures in. And I seem to recall it didn't work. I'm almost certain it did, because I had to jump back in and just take the terrain shader out of the base game again and whack it in and get it running. But the main thing was it got running. It got up and running again, and the texture problem was fixed, thank goodness. The value of peat is really OP. Yeah, no, you're right, mate. Just sent you a little thing on Discord if you want to have a gander after the stream, mate. I certainly will, Ron. Thank you, mate. I'm intrigued now. I've seen his series, Daggerwin. It's fun. He just gets pigs over 7th. Yes, funnily enough, I saw that thumbnail not long before I came on here. Yeah, didn't he say something like he's accidentally bought or accidentally created an area for 7,000 pigs or something? It was good fun to watch Daggerwin again, actually, because it's been a long time since I've watched his content, and as a content creator now, I think it's still really, really important for me to. I still want to learn. I still want to get tips and see what other people are doing, in order to, you know, just to get a better idea. Because Daggerwin's videos have always got the views. His videos get crazy views, and I know it's, you know, he's almost at 1 million subscribers now, isn't he? Like 960 something thousand subscribers almost, which is amazing, and it's well deserved. He's been going for a very long time. But I still feel it's sensible of me to take advantage and watch these things and see what other people are up to and what they do in their work with FARMERSIM 25, just to make sure that make sure that my content doesn't go stale and I'm not just doing the same old thing all the time, and, you know, just seeing what other people are doing. And I'd like to say it was great seeing what he was doing with this peat stuff. even though it is a bit OP. Right, I'm going to tip that, I'm going to empty that there, because I've got a funny feeling that there's some grass here that I think the unloaders have tipped. So if I can get a tiny bit of... Right, I've got the grass now, so I should be able to pick all the grass up. Once you've got one product in your bucket, you should be able to clear the rest, as long as it's not more than a bucket's worth, of course. But I'm pretty sure... Yeah, there we go, that's better, that's better. It's now special, it's just a guide document on issues and how where not to download the save file. Oh, right, okay, no, I appreciate that, Ron, thanks, mate. Nice one. Yeah, it was, like I said earlier, it was just a case of really, really bad timing when it came to the releasing of the save file at the same time as patch 1.7, and everyone going, how do I fix this? So I get that. Always good to have finger on the pulse, mate. Hey up, Mark, you back, mate? How's it going? Right, so I've managed to get rid of that little bit of grass there. So now, I should be able to get this right down on the ground. And then give it a good run up. And shovel it in. There we go. I reckon. Take a run up again. I much prefer using this to a leveler and a tractor. Apart from the reversing noise, which gets a little bit tedious now and again, but... Alright. Getting the front of the bucket at the right height on the ground also helps. Right, anyway. I think, for the bunker maintenance for another few minutes, this'll do. Give that a good shoving right up to the back there. But I reckon we're going to get a little bit more in here, don't you? I think. So we'll get that back in there. Leave that there. Turn you off. Flick to these. Right, now I turn this on. One of those two. Don't fight. Whichever one. It should be the... There we go, that's better. John Deere's on its way. That's what we want to see. You've seen one series from Daggerwin. From FS17 Survival. Do you know what, Andreas? Daggerwin, and I think it's the same for a lot of people. If you're new to the farming simulator genre and you start searching for stuff on YouTube, I think YouTube tends to recommend the much bigger content creators first. So I think that's why I believe that's how it works. Anyway, that's one of the many things, ways that it works. Because there's so many of my friends who've found Farming Simulator. And they all go, oh yeah, I found this guy called Daggerwin. And it's like, yeah, because I think YouTube does tend to recommend those bigger content creators first. Just because they have the weight and the experience, I suppose. Maybe, I don't know how it works in that respect. But, come on, dear. Stop mucking around. But yeah, when I first found Farming Simulator... Daggerwin was one of the first I watched, and he did an amazing survival series on No Man's Land in FarmSim 19, and I used to sit there in bed at night watching it on my headphones on my phone, and I was gripped, and I was like, this is an amazing game, and that's where I am now. Here we are now, a couple of years later. The Fent's buggered off. Where has the Fent buggered off to, in fact? You're absolutely right. He's gone for a pint instead of... Where's he gone? Right, well, I need to learn to try not to faff around too much, so we'll get this John Deere filled up. I wonder if he's gone back to the bunker for some reason. I don't know. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine here, ladies and gentlemen. He's just vanished. He was sat in the queue behind the John Deere, perfectly fine. Turned around for 2 minutes, and he's done one. I can't see him anywhere. And now I'm coming off, losing my line here. You're having a glass of wine for... Mate, share, that's very kind, mate. Very kind indeed. I hope you're doing alright. I learnt a lot of how to play from Dagwin in the beginning. Then I learned... Yes, Mark. I know exactly what you mean, mate. And I learned how not to play from Daggerwin. Do you know what? He does his own thing. He knows his stuff, let's be honest. He does know what he's doing, but I think he... You know, he's got his own style of playing. And I've got to say, it works. He does... His channel does very, very well. I envy hugely the number of views that his videos get within the first few hours. It's like, what? Really? Can't trust them Fents nowadays. Clearly not. No. It's just scarp. I'm trying to... He's not even any... He's not on the field. He's not trying to figure his way around the course, around the field, because there is a two-way loop course around the field. I'm just wondering whether... Once this John Deere's full, and hopefully successfully making his way to the bunker, doing the job he's actually meant to be doing, I'll go and find the Fent. We'll go and hunt to the Fent, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? He plays stupid too much. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. He does... It's great. I've got to say, I do enjoy his content, though, even though it's been a while since I've watched it. Right, I'm going to try... Just grab that last bit. Don't try and follow me, because you will try and follow me around, won't we? Come on. I just wanted to try and pick that bit up before neaten things up. Can you still get it in there from there? No. Before your tyres are rubbing themselves on fire, you might want to increase the unloaded distance a smidge. Yeah, you're not wrong there, mate. You're not wrong. I will do that. I'll... There he is! Maybe he's just gone to the toilet or something. I don't know. He's coming back. So I need to get... Come on, dear. Stop faffing around here, because we're going to be in the way in a minute, because this is... We're sitting right where the Fent is going to turn around. So if I start... Yes, I will increase the distance in a minute. In fact, if I just turn that off now... Right. I'll go and make my way now to the end of the row. And I think I will. If I jump out, they're all going to come to a stop. So if I jump in here, go to my Autodrive settings, distance from the combine. Well, this is running off the side, off the back though, isn't it? So pipe offset. We'll put that to 0.6. Because distance from combine, this one here tends to... This relates to the distance behind the combine. We'll increase that anyway to 2.5. 2.5 and 0.6. But yeah, distance combine refers to when it runs behind, but we'll change them anyway, just so they match. Pipe offset was at 2.5. I'd put this to 1.6, wouldn't I? 2.5. Well, that one's already. Yeah, there we go. Right. There we go. There we go. Right. Now this is going to get all confused again as soon as I jump in this. I'm hoping the John Deere picks it up. But... yeah, John Deere's still got me. Excellent. So I'm going to pick up the header, speed my way off to the end of the row, because we've done the headlands. 3.75, you reckon, Woodchuck? We'll see. I'll stick with what we are now. I'm sure. Well, I'm sure they'll be all right if they do seem to still rub. Come on. Wait for him to catch up. He's back after his pint at the local pub. Yeah. Bottle of wine. Be right back. There we are. If anyone needed time-saving stock check in FS22, it was Daggerwin. Tried to tell him, but my message... You tried to tell him, but your message was deleted. He finally used it into... Oh, did he? Brilliant. Well, everyone should have time-saving stock check, Mark, as far as I'm concerned. Not only does it save time, it's brilliant. It really is. And I can very honourably say that that was the very first mod I had in my folder in FARMERSIM 25, thanks to you, mate. You sent me a little early access version of it, didn't you? And it was that was literally the first mod that went into my folder, and I was like, I was pretty humbled by that. It was like, oh, that's awesome. Do you think they will bring back easy dev controls? I hope so, Swanee. That was one of the most used mods for me as a content creator and doing especially for the way I make my videos, that was one of the most important mods. But I have to say, I've survived this long without it now. I just literally use the dev controls there. Ignore the errors. That's the lighting thing, by the way, just so you know. And I know my error log is red as anything now. And now there is time-saving logistics. There is indeed, Mark. There is indeed. I will admit that I haven't given that the time that it needs, that it deserves right up to now. I need to give that a good coat of looking at. I only saw that the other day and realised that was you. I was like, oh, you've been busy, so I need to. I've kind of felt like I've been a bit out of the picture these last couple of weeks because of moving house. Slow down, slow down. There we go. That's kind of working a bit better now. Yeah, because of moving house and just having lots of extra things to do on top of this as well. I've felt a little bit separated out of the, you know, from having my finger on the pulse, so to speak, knowing what's coming and what's not, and the mods that are available and what's come out today and all this kind of stuff. Honestly, I've been relying on my Discord community. Dutch Modelling has been he's really instrumental in keeping. Well, everyone is, quite frankly, but I know Dutch does a lot of updating in the mod section on the Discord, which is for me recently has been a great help. I've got to say, it's been such a massive help. Just, you know, it's just a much quicker way of me just jumping onto my Discord and seeing the stuff, you know, updates for Courseplay, updates for this, updates for that, realistic weather and all that kind of stuff. I'm slowly getting into PC gaming, but it's different after being on console gaming my whole life. I can appreciate that, Swanee. I really can. But once I mean, if you can, and you can afford it, because I know a half decent PC is a few more quid than your average consoles, even now with PS5s and stuff. I get that, but if you can do it, mate, do it, because especially from a farming simulator perspective, you won't ever be one of those will it be available for consoles situation anymore. Everything will be at your fingertips. You will be able to take full advantage of all the mods that exist for FarmSim 25, all the alterations and the stuff that you can do in the background that you can't do on consoles will be there for you. And I promise you, mate, if you love the game as much as I do, and you play it as much as I do, do it. Do it, honestly. Make the commitment, and you won't regret it. And even then, if you played other games as well, you know, PC gaming for most other games as well is just a much better experience. Especially, you know, if you're fortunate enough to be able to buy yourself a pretty beefy system, the whole gaming experience is a whole different level. It really is. So if you can, mate, I heartily recommend it. Right, let's drop that header down there. What number is time-saving stock check now? Is it still number 23? I think in my mind, in my head, it's always going to be 23. No, Easy Dev's not back yet, Ron. No, I've honestly not heard anything about it. I've not heard whether it is coming back or not. I've not seen. And the other one that I've not heard anything about, which does annoy me a bit, is manual attach. I really wish manual attach would come back. I miss that mod massively. My muscle memory is still there, surprisingly, for wanting to jump out of a cab every time I want to hitch up a trailer or an implement and just go clunk clunk with my control pad and do it while you're outside the tractor instead of just doing it in the tractor. I mean, time will tell. I can only cross my fingers and hope that it does come back. Realistic weather is great, but 14 hours of dense fog at 3 times as I paid in the documentation on the settings would be nice too. Yeah, I must admit, I do have realistic weather on. I have used it. I've had it on in the background on most of my saves, but I still haven't fully understood exactly what it brings to the game. I know, you know, you can see your moisture levels and stuff like that, and visually it has done something, because Martin ML Gamer and Welsh Sim Farmer both told me on the Discord the other day when we were faffing around with lighting settings and stuff, that I should have realistic weather installed as well, because that adds an extra 10% of yumminess on top of the visual improvements that all these lighting mods can do. So yeah, it's good in that respect, but like I say, I do. There's so many things I need to catch up on and get fully up to speed with that it's shameful, really. But it's just finding the time to sit down and, you know, fully digest what these incredible mods can do. Whereas, like I say, I go, right, it's time for me to record today, so I sit down and I turn the game on and I go bang, and I jump into, you know, onto Oak Bridge Farm or Calmston and Pelania. Keep on wanting to say Pelania, it's Palanier, isn't it? And get recording, and then before I know it, it's, you know, I'm 4 or 5 hours later. And right, hang on a minute. It has come to my attention that we are 1 tractor short. Right. Where's the John Deere now, then? Oh, it's here. It's fine. Look at that. My faith in my workers is woefully low. So I think, in fact, while I am waiting around, realistic weather is raw but very promising. Realistic weather is giving me frame drops. Is it, Sirwell? Yeah, I mean, it's one of them things, isn't it? There's certain mods, because we're on PC again. Depending on how capable each of our systems are, depends on what, and also the mod conflicts that a pair of mods can give you unwittingly in the background there. So all of a sudden, 2 mods that don't like a particular line of code that they've got in the XML suddenly decide to have a bit of a battle with each other and cause problems. You want the CSZ pack back? You're not the first one to say that, Cher, I must admit. I know I've heard and read quite a few people wanting that one back. It changes the environment XML with a few additions, but the settings for moisture make little sense. Just need to play with them, I guess. Just play with them at default for now, with withering off. Yes, it's yes, I'm with you. I'm kind of with you there, Iron Drenkin. I'm fully aware that the moisture settings and readings are there, but I haven't given them the time they deserve for me to digest and understand fully what I need to do. But I know it does. What it has allowed us to be able to do is that you can put water in your sprayers, can't you? And you can irrigate your fields, if I'm right in saying, with your sprayers. So that's good. Change the priority in the game settings to nearer 10, and that stops us. Ah, there we go, Iron Drengen. Are we talking about priorities as in Windows, in the .exe settings for the actual game itself? Is that what you're referring to? Because there was settings I remember when I was trying to get years and years ago. I was trying to get Cyberpunk set up properly, and that was a nightmare for me to get set up, because regardless of how good the PC was, the game ran like a bag of spanners, and apparently I wasn't the only one that was experiencing that. And you had to do all sorts of things within Windows to the set the priority of the game to something, and do this and do that and do this. There was a massive amount of faffery going on to get it sorted. But once I did all those settings, the game ran like butter, and it was like, really? It was mega. But yeah, the task priority, that's the terminology I was trying to... Is that what you're referring to? Task priority? Or am I just babbling absolute nonsense there, as usual? Realistic weather settings in the game. Right, got you, mate. It has grass drying for hay too, and puddles. It does seem to be a very, very, very detailed mod, I've got to say, and it clearly does deserve a lot more time to look into and understand exactly what it is doing for us in game. Considering I have it running, I should know what it's doing, but I've just got it for the lighting at the minute. Essentially, that's all I'm doing. Escape menu settings. Yep. Oh, yeah, I was right then. Task priority. Right. Okay. How much have we got in this bunker now? 585285. There we go. That'll do. Nice, nice, nice. Right, let's pull you out the way again. Let's not tip our little bucket of chaff there. There we go. There we go. Right, where is my forage harvester? Right, which one of you is going to pick me up now? John Deere again? Does that mean I'm going to keep an eye on this Fent now? Are you going to go buggering off to for a pint again? He is, look! No, do you know what he's doing? I know what he's doing. And that's my fault. Because it's me. There's always... Setting Autodrive works flawlessly every time. And I now know what that's doing. He's found that the route he's taking there is currently the quickest way for him to get back to the point that he should have been at, which was a few feet behind him, which was the field 1 node, because there isn't right. I know how to fix that now. I know how to fix it. Am I going to Lammer in January, Share? Absolutely, mate. Yeah, I saw Farmer Cop's post. He has put something out on there's a, I think it's a bit of a channel on the Discord there saying that there is going to be another Lammer event, a community event, I think, in the works. The same place, I think, the same hotel that we were in, that same function room. So that's brilliant. And it's a great experience. I know that I'm sure a lot of viewers, after a few weeks after Lammer, get a bit sick of us all going, oh, Lammer was great, brilliant. Everyone's always piping on about it for a few days after. But it always is. For the 2 occasions that I've been fortunate enough to go there and meet a load of you wonderful people, meet some, rub shoulders with some big names on the YouTube scene. It's been an amazing experience. It really has. Swiss Sim Gamer there with the super chat. Thank you so much, mate. Bag of spanners. Yeah, mate. That's very kind, very generous. Thank you so much, mate. Really kind. Time for a shift one-way route back behind the start point. Well, I just need to link the two. I'll do that in a minute, actually. I will do that in a minute. Once my Fent driver has come back. Because I don't want to, while we've got this little John Deere working well, I don't want to mess that up, he says. So we'll just wait for him to reverse. Are you going to go too, Welsh? Good man. Lancy boy! Hello, mate. Good to see you. Appreciate you stopping by. How you doing, mate? You well? Keeping all right? I saw a Facebook post earlier on. I think it was someone who had an early access to your shed pack. Very excited for them, mate. I've been a massive fan of your work for some time now, mate. Like a lot of us have. My Court Farm series back in 22 was littered with Lancy Boy sheds. It's good to see you, mate. Really hope you're keeping well. How are you finding life with FARMERSIM 25 and on your side of the fence from the modding side, mate? Are you staying over? Are you Welsh? It's not a bad idea. If I had all the money in the world, if I was able to justify spending money that I don't have on hotels for a night, because it's only an hour and 20 minutes up the motorway for me to go to Birmingham. Yeah, and I like my own bed. Let's be honest. You never know, though. Maybe might convince Mrs. FS to come with me as well. We can make a couple of nights of it. Maybe we'll see. We shall see. That'd be nice. Oh, mate, Lancy boy. By all means, mate, jump on the Discord. It'd be great to have you on board, bud. Yeah, links in the well, you know where it is. It's in the description below. Really appreciate that, mate. That's awesome. I've literally been properly excited for your sheds. It's like I've always been a fan. It's like, yeah, they're needed on here, that's for sure. Here's the Fent now, right? Okay, and the John Deere's not too far off being full, I think. Where are we? 80%. Yeah. So before, it's probably about right, actually. I hope I'm right with this diagnosis of why he keeps sneaking off for a pint instead of waiting for the deer. And in fact, before he gets filled up, let's just flick through. Stop you in your tracks. I hope I'm right with this. So if I bring up that. Yes, I am. There we go. So the field exit point there doesn't link back to that. So all I need to do is join that to that. Problem fixed, I think. Don't you dare do it again, Captain Fent, and go driving off where you shouldn't be going. So now if I just let you go there, you should now... Yeah, so you've got a few seconds to go before you hit your destination. But now there is a way round for you to loop back and join onto field 1 without having to go all the way over there and go for a sneaky pint. Not having any of that, thank you very much. You're going to bring cakes again, Cher. That was brilliant. You literally had a bag full of chocolate and cakes for everyone, didn't you? It was mega. It really was. Yes, no, you're right, Welsh, actually. I also missed Lancy Boy at Lammer. There was a handful of people that I unfortunately missed, and everyone was like, oh, did you meet... Lancy Boy was one of them. Ross N Mods was the other. And I was like, what? No, what? Eh? Where? Who? Because we don't... So many of us don't know each other by face. So when there's a group, there'd be a group of us stood at the giant stand, for example, and we're all kind of going, oh, you know, this is so and so, and that's so and so, and you're like, where? I don't know I've never seen them by face, so I don't know what they look like, and everyone's like pointing him there with the blue jumper. That's X, you know, so and so. So yeah, it was funny. Shortbread, lemon drizzle, and maybe brownies. Done. Nice one, Cher. That's awesome. Anyone going to see Ozzy's last show with Black Sabbath in July? I think it is. I know one of my friends is Harvesting King. He's a massive Ozzy Osbourne fan, and I know he is. He's on his way down there. I think him and his lady have got some tickets. He's a huge rock fan. Lancy Boy, you absolute legend. Thank you, mate. Really appreciate that. That's really kind. I'm properly humbled by that. I shall give them a good coat of looking at first thing tomorrow, actually, because I've got a couple of days. I'm actually quite organised at the minute. It's Friday, obviously. I'm sure most of you are aware. And I've already made Monday's video, which I did yesterday, so I'm kind of ahead of myself. So I've got a couple of days ahead of me now where might actually have a couple of hours to just sit down and do what I've been babbling on about tonight, which is give a handful of these mods a bit more of a coat of looking at. And now one of the first ones, is going to be Lance's pack of sheds. Amazing. That's proper awesome. Thanks, mate. Really cool. Yes, we did, Welsh. We did exactly that with FARMERSIM Briscoe. That's what I wanted to say. It was like someone said that's FARMERSIM Briscoe, and I was like, where? Who? And it's because me and FSB we get on really well. We've had some wonderful chats. He very kindly. He's been very kindly recently sending me some sneak peek shots of Saxlingham and the work that he's been working on, and it's like, seriously, the time and the detail that FSB has been putting into Saxlingham, is incredible. Honestly, I'm like, you know, how you doing, mate? How you getting on? And he's like, I've just spent 3 weeks working on a window frame for a building. Obviously, I'm exaggerating a bit, but you see what I mean. He's been spending a lot of time focusing on the detail, and it's seriously, that's going to be a very, very special map. I can guarantee you that. It's not favouritism. But yeah, no, Welsh, I can relate to that, mate. It was great, wasn't it? You're going to see Volbeat in November. Is that a band, Cher? I don't know. I don't think I've heard of them. Greetings and congrats from Germany, Martin Mayer Maluk. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. I'm playing your Oak Bridge save game. This farm is brilliant. So, mate, I'm glad you like that one. that came about. That was just in the spirit of releasing this one, because surprisingly, when I started the series over on Oak Bridge, and I made my own custom farm, a lot of people asked if they could have a copy of the save game, and initially I was a bit like, it's not a case of being mean or stingy or anything, it was like I just wanted to kind of keep it exclusive to the series for a bit. And it was the same with Riverbend Springs as well. When I started that series and I made a few alterations to the farm, I got a big loan out there in the game, and spent about £500,000 making a big cattle farm and made some alterations. Everyone was like, oh, I really like that, can I have a copy of your save game? And I was like, not yet, I'd like to kind of, again, keep it exclusive to the series for a bit, and then, you know, maybe in a few weeks, months' time, I'll consider throwing it out there. But then, when this came about, and the amount of people who asked for a copy of this save was, like, overwhelmingly massive. And that's where we actually sat down and, on Discord, had a bit of a discussion and thought, maybe we should do this. So we did. And it's brought several hundred people into the Discord recently in the last week, which is mega. And it's just made the community bigger, and it's a great Discord. I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, because I am on there most days. I talk to as many people as I can. I try and help out as often as I can. I post things on there because I'm getting better with it. I'm getting better with it. But managing Discord and doing stuff without me pressing the wrong thing and setting it on fire or that kind of stuff. Charlie can relate to that if you're still in, mate. and Chimera. The number of times I've had to go to them and go, I've just been into the settings to change something and now nobody can access the server. And they're like, 2 minutes, idiot. So, yeah, I'm getting better at it. But yeah, it's a great place. It's a great place. So, the link's in the video description below. If you're not on my Discord, please jump on, call in, say hello. It's a great place to be. I'm getting better. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate it, mate. I know I am. I'm being self-depreciative a bit. I know I am getting better. And where is my John Deere? Has he gone for a pint now? He's probably actually doing perfectly fine, isn't he? He's doing perfectly fine. Absolutely fine. I literally don't need to worry. But what I do want to check on is how my bunker's doing. I think we should give this a bit of a shoveling again, don't you? It's the right thing to do, I feel. Let's see what quantity we've got in here now. It's just... Where are we? 657,000. Not bad. Not bad. And what are we compacted at? 44,000 litres. Right, okay. Not bad. So if I just drop that down and angle that down a bit, get to a point where you can shove. Come on, you beast. There we are. There we are. Because when you get a full bucket, it just shovels everything forward after that, which is really, 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 really good. Come on, don't let me down now. It's chaotic, people talking on the wrong chat tabs. Do you know what? That's, to be fair, that's I need to get better at that. I need to get better at recognising, because that's what the sections are for, aren't they? On Discord, you know, you've got a particular section for this, a particular section for that. As soon as you don't kind of... And it's because the place has been busier. It's not been a problem up until recently because it's not been quite as busy. But as soon as you've got, you know, a lot of people coming in there and going hello, you know, asking a question, saying hello, posting a picture of their farm or whatever in the wrong place, it can be... It can start to get really quite chaotic. So, and here's my Fent now, so let's pull out the way. I remember when I started you on it, and you was clueless. What do you mean, was? It was expected, though, because you didn't... Well, I didn't, mate. I'd never used it before. I had no idea what it was, and everyone was like, you need to get yourself a Discord. If you're being a content creator, people are going to want a place to come and speak to you, and you can have this little community outside of YouTube, and... You know, it's an amazing little place to be, especially for our little communities here. It's brilliant. So Ron, yeah, I haven't forgotten that you are the creator of that place way back when. Feels like ages ago that now, though, doesn't it? Don't you think? There we go. Doing all right there. Not you. You blame Martin. What, for posting in the wrong sections? I don't. To be fair, I think everyone as a whole does it is quite good with it. To be fair, mate, there's no one in particular to blame in that respect. It's just I think it's people like me who are still a bit. Well, I'm not new to it anymore. I can't say that, can I? But it's people like me who maybe don't think about what they're doing initially and don't recognise that, you know, what they're talking about. For example, the post that they want the question or the thing they want help with it's for Farm Sim, so it goes in the Farm Sim section as opposed to my car's broken or something like that. That was months ago. Feel like I made it yesterday. Yeah. Now you've got Hoff Bergman, Andreas. You've got it downloaded. Now you've got something to do when the kids are asleep. I think there was quite a few questions on the other, because I used Farmer Andy's. Well, there it is, there in front of us. The blue water tank that's behind those trees. That's from LSFM, from the LSFM site where you can get Hoff Bergman from. And I think Hoff Bergman properly slowed down their servers the other day, didn't it? Because nobody could get on there because everyone was downloading Hoff Bergman because it had just come out. For everything. Yeah, totally. Come on. See, it's not doing a bad job, this, I don't think. It's quite good fun doing it this way with a wheel loader. Maybe it is taking a bit longer than normal, I suppose. If you had a big wide leveler, I suppose it does shovel things forward a bit, but I'm actually quite enjoying it. It's quite, I don't know why, it's quite therapeutic doing it this way. Enjoying it, but I do need to manage it. I've got to get rid of this big hump here in the middle. Come on. Level it off a bit. In fact, what I might actually do here is empty the bucket right there, and then take a big chunk out of that top there. There you go. There we go. Have it. Have it. There we are. But yeah, we need to get back into that field and get into the forage harvester ASAP. So I kind of feel like I'm faffing now. I think we've got it a little bit more level. That'll do for now, I think. That'll do. Let's pull this thing out. Looking forward to Celebuki's new maps. I must admit, what's he got coming out? What's the next one he's got coming out? I did enjoy looking at Alma, Missouri. That's a really nice map. I did a little bit of a map tour on that, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago. Come on, dear. Is he now the Fent is... Even though I don't think it's got anything to do with my little alteration to the Autodrive course there. It's behaving, it's not driven off. Which is good. There we go. Something tells me there's no way in hell we're going to get this field finished off in this tonight's live stream. We're going to try, but I don't think we will. We've been going for 1 hour and 40 minutes. We've done 2 headlands in this little area here. I think I'm quite glad that I did decide to get that grass cut before the episode went live. I kind of figured that would be the Iowa Plains map. Is that one of his next ones, is it, mate? Well, yeah, looking forward to that one. I tell you what I am looking forward to. I am really looking forward to this. Judith Plains, Montana by DJ Modding. I have always been a massive fan of DJ Modding's work. I spent so much of my time on Green Valley, Nebraska back on 22. And a reasonable amount of time as well on UMRV up at Mississippi River Valley. But yeah, he's been posting some images and a couple of very short videos on his YouTube of Judith Plains, Montana, and that looks really, really nice. In true DJ modding style, they are 4X maps, so will be PC only, of course, but there was always something about his 22 maps anyway, that they just had a signature feel to them when you open them up, and it was like, yeah, this is by DJ modding. You could just, for some reason, I felt like I could just, it just felt like a DJ map. And I'm hoping Judith Plains, well, not that it matters, what he's shown us so far looks amazing. Nice, big, but not perfectly flat. There's hills and bridges and undulations and valleys, rivers. It looks really, really nice. I'm really, really looking forward to getting a bit more of an in-depth look at it. I've got to say, it looks really cool. Oh, he's Celebrity posted some updates on his Facebook, as he would shot. I shall check them out after the stream, mate. I really, really shall. There we go. We need a good 16x or bigger. I was waiting for you to come along and say that, mate. We do. We really do. Yeah. I know that there has been a couple of blank... There's been one blank 16x map, I think, released into the wild a while ago. But yeah. Another Spring Creek. Another Spring Creek-esque map, I think, would be brilliant. The ultimate multiplayer map. Definitely. I'm on board with you there, mate. Carl Heinz, as I said in the beginning, I started a pig imperium on Alma just 2 days because the pig farm, how it has really triggered me. Thank you, FARMERSIM, in my introduction to the map. I'm very glad to have introduced you to it, mate. I'm glad it's given you the motivation to do what you've done on the place. It's great. It really is. See, it's just hearing little things like that that make this whole thing, journey, awesome. To know that someone's watched the video that you've made, and you know, it's given them the motivation and spurred them on to do something like that, and it's brilliant. Ah, Spring Creek, absolutely, Mark. Yes, awesome map. Oz. I have vague notions of making a map, but lack the most relevant skills to do a good job. Mate, well, I mean, I can't comment on that. I can't make a mess, let alone a map. But I did, funnily enough, actually, talking about that, somebody posted something over on Scroff's Discord the other day. Something like how can I make a map? And then after a few posts, there was then talk of this map. Apparently there's something out there in the world, in the ether of Farming Simulator. There's a map generator or something. Does that sound familiar to anyone? And I was like, what? And apparently some of the what some of the posts were saying was within 10 or 15 minutes you can go to this place, you do something, you can, I don't know what you do, I can't claim to know what to do, but you do something, you put in some details, a place in real life, some DEM data or something like that, and within 10 minutes you can be in the game playing on a map. Admittedly, you'll need to do a whole lot more detail work after that, but you can get the basic groundwork for a map based on a particular place using real land data, DEM data or whatever it's called. Yeah, and I was like, what? You know, that sounds pretty mega. Map, yes, thank you, Welsh. Maps for FS it's called. That's the one. Yeah, that's the one. And again, I've got a long list of things to catch up on, and that's what I may well try and do these next couple of days while I've got this little window of opportunity. But yeah, there's so many things to look at, and that's one of them. Dakota 16X is pretty decent. Yeah, that rings a bell, that one. Must be crazy to load in a 16X multiplayer. Loading in a 16X map is pretty crazy, to be honest, Big Mac. Let alone with it being a multiplayer or not. I have the same feeling when someone on a Facebook console group posts that time-saving logistics does exactly what the description says, and thanks to the mod creator. Mate, that's exactly it. When you spend all your time and your effort making these things, and you get recognition for it out in the wilds of the internet, There you go. You started a 16... Are you serious? You started a 16X based in Yorkshire? Are you being serious? That sounds pretty cool. Proper... Oh, that would be cool, because... No, it's not going to be like this with, like, massive, huge fields, but... I'd imagine, because that doesn't sound like it'd be right in Yorkshire, but... A proper... Oh, mate, if that sounds awesome. Loads of grass fields and small to medium equipment, perhaps? Maybe? But 16X? Mate. West End 64 is about ready. Yes, you are serious. Oh, mate. That's so cool. That's so cool. And that's so full. There we go. Am I in your way, Mr. Fent? No, I'm not in your way. You can figure your way out around me. That's what I pay you to do, because I am paying you. Figure it out. No. You can figure it out, because I've seen you do it before. Come on. You're not just going to sit there and do nothing. I'm just going to go away and wait for you to figure it out. There we go. You're working there. I'm curious if he is going to figure it out. No, he's not going to figure it out, is he? You really are going to make me move the forage harvester. After you. There you go. Well done. Right. But you don't have the time. I can appreciate that, mate. Yeah, fair enough. Right, now what are you not doing? I suppose this is where I might need to start considering sending them to the second bunker. Where are we? 723,000. Right, no, you should be able to just... If I just turn you off and on again... Where's my mouse cursor gone? Let me just turn you off. Get you out of here so you don't try and reverse your way down the reversing line again. Fent drivers. Yeah. And the FSG 100k map was the last time I looked at mapping. Fair enough, mate. That was such a great stream, wasn't it? That was one of the best times I've ever had sat behind a computer playing Farming Simulator. Honestly, I've never laughed so hard for so long. That was so much fun. Right, what am I doing? Fence on its way there. Right, let me spend a few minutes here sorting this out. Yeah, that was amazing fun. I started a 4X for Denbighshire, North Wales and nearly launched my PC as I couldn't get it to load properly. I'm not going to say it. Skill issue. Did you really, Welsh? That's really quite cool. I tell you what, a Welsh map would be really amazing for Farm Sim, wouldn't it? It was brilliant, mate. Genuinely one of the best times I've ever had playing a computer game, full stop, quite frankly. One of the most amazing experiences, just so many people there. The ever-changing racetrack that we were on in the Apes was one of the best things. Yes, absolutely, mate. If anyone is watching this has not watched the FSG's 100,000 subscriber stream, it was absolutely hilarious. So much fun. Right, come on. My new favourite phrase. What did I say, Ron? Sorry, mate. You'll have to remind me. What have I said? It's my new favourite phrase. Sheep only. Oz. But that would be really cool, having a Welsh map, for sure. Right, come on, Volvo. Push, push, push. See, I'm convinced we can get this bunker to that kind of... It's obviously got a visual limit that I can fill it up to, which is that flat plane there. So I'd like to try and get... I'm convinced... Oh, hello. Here's Fenty Poos now. Let me get out of the way. Skill issue. No, that's not me, that is. That's what keeps getting directed at me. over on Discord by various people, Chimera being one of them. So it's very rare I get to say it to others. So yeah. You will build me a map when you get to 100,000. When I get to 100,000, well, you've got a long time, mate. You've got plenty of time. Although to be fair, it's been going well channel-wise. I mean, this is a 10,000 subscriber celebratory live stream, but we're already at 10,200 and something. I think we're almost at 10,300. Let me just have a quick look. 10,296. So if you haven't subscribed, if you are watching, please do. It would mean the absolute world to me. But yeah, so it's and that was, you know, we hit 10k early last week, and for me, I'm really quite proud of that. I really am. I'm genuinely really proud of it. Definitely a skill issue. Then better get started. Then at this rate, he will get to 100 grand next week. I don't think so, mate. I think you're all right for a bit. Planning on trying to do one based on the farms on the A5 by the bison farm. Interesting. There we go. Hey up, Craig. How you doing, mate? Good to see you. Hope you're well. Nice one, mate. That stream was a laugh just watching it, mate. Honestly, I was, again, I was humbled to have been asked to have been part of it. It was mega fun. And to jump on at the beginning before it all went live, and Mark said, "Oh, I've got something for you here," and he sends me a little Piaggio ape with my logo on the side. It was like, "Oh, mate, this is mega." So yeah, that's really quite cool. I'm going to get in your way again, aren't I, Fent? Because for some reason, Autodrive always has to find its way back along that little straight bit again. It finds its way to its reverse point, reverses back into the bunker, and then goes back out again. Look at that, $6,435 wage payment for the last hour of work. Goodness me. I should be. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Shove. We're not far off being relatively full now, are we? I am stubbornly continuing to fill this bunker, let's be honest. There we go. I will get this thing as full as possible. Making full use of our bunker, let's be honest. I need to get over to the other side a bit. I suppose at least if I don't get this finished in this live stream, which is highly likely, I'll just be able to carry it on in the next episode, which may well be for Wednesday evening, so that's something. Wages more like beer money, yeah. Right, there we go. Shove. Right, there's a great big gap there, but I think for now that will do again. We need to go and jump back into the field, I think. It's a right mess on the outside of the bunker as well, isn't it? Swanee, congrats FARMERSIM on 10,000 subs. I got to run and do some other things. Love the stream. No problem at all, mate. Really appreciate you stopping by, spending some time with us, buddy. Nice to see you. Appreciate the support as always, man. You take care, and I'll see you on the flip side, mate. Right, is this... I'm just keeping my... There we go. For some reason, me adding that little link into that Autodrive network earlier has just stopped the Fent from coming in and out of the field. It's now doing exactly what it should have done. I am better now. I've sorted compensation for me and my daughter from DPD company. Is that right, mate? I hope everything's okay there. Where are we? We need a bunker mod that you can just tip in front and it self-levels. Well, that'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Yeah. That'd be just like an auto-load bunker, like we have the auto-load pallets and bale storage systems. It just does it with silage, with chaff, sorry. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? That'd work quite well. Because it is quite a... It can be quite a time-consuming process, can't it, levelling a bunker? Let's be honest. I remember the back in 22, we had those unrealistic silo compactors. They had like a 10 million % increase thing on them. So you could just literally just pull up into a bunker, just go turn on, and just went boom, and it went from 0 to 100% compacted like that. And it was like, yeah, that's cool. But it didn't. What it didn't do was physically level it off and make it look neat and tidy. If the bunker was all up and down like that, it just put that as compacted. And when you blanketed it over, you had you may as well it looked like a blanket over the Swiss Alps. Do you know what I mean? There we go. I wish my wages was that big. Yeah, tell me about it, mate. Yeah. In fact, I need to actually... Well, I won't do it now, actually, because I'll just mess things up here. But I think I've got them on 100% wages. I'm not too sure. The moment when you finally have the Autodrive routes working like you wanted them, absolutely TVD. You're absolutely right, mate. I must admit, ordinarily... I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but ordinarily I do tend to get my Autodrive routes relatively well. But I think... If I'm honest, I think I didn't rush this one, but I kind of did it in stages, and it's not a full Autodrive network by any sense of the word. I just set up the Autodrive for my farm, and I've only got a couple of the fields wired in that I own at the minute. Not everything's wired in, but clearly there was just a couple of tiny little bits that I missed, and it's those tiny little details that make it work as it should do. I like watching all your streams. They give me some good ideas on my gameplay. Nice one, Chad. Good to hear, mate. Hope you're well. Nice to see you, man. The whole point is to do the work. Absolutely, Mark. Yes. I must admit, I don't like... I mean, there are certain mods that I'm happy to use. I don't mind doing the work on the game. And on this series as well, on this save, that was one of the things I wanted to try and do, which was, you know, run and maintain a relatively large cattle farm. And I wanted to do things differently to the way I normally play. Ordinarily, almost 100% of the time, I'll always use some form of TMR production or make TMR for the cows, whereas on this save I'm not doing TMR. The cows are just getting silage and hay for their food. But one of the mods, so I try not to take too many shortcuts. I know Universal Auto Load was a bit of a what's the word? I can't think of the bloody word now. But the patch 1.7 broke it, didn't it? It stopped it from working. To the point where it even removed it out of the game, if I remember correctly. It was a casualty. That was the word I was trying to think of. Universal Auto Load was a casualty of patch 1.7, and now I've no doubt Loki's working on a fix, but I haven't got any auto load running on this game, on this save. So because I didn't want to, if I'm going to be loading anything up, I need to do it properly with a telehandler, with a bale fork, put it on a trailer and do it myself. But one of the mods that I am happy to use, and I really do like it, and because it's kind of my kind of mod, is things like the adjustable spray levels mod. So it enables me, for example, to make a trailer full of manure, a manure spreader full of manure, go a heck of a lot further, and lime, for example, which I really quite like. I just like that ability to do that, especially when it comes to making cinematics and doing the field work and stuff behind the camera with the music on and stuff. I really quite like that. So yeah, quality of life, absolutely, Mark. Quality of life mods. Universal Autoload has been updated, thankfully. Has it, mate? Well, that'll be again. That's going on to my my long list of things to catch up on this week. I'll jump on this weekend. I'll jump on his GitHub and check that out and get it back updated again. Absolutely. Thankfully, I got one of the incident on my dash cam in my car. My daughter has 2 broken ankles, and I have 2 legs and a broken arm. Goodness me, Craig. Wow, that sounds a bit of a nightmare, mate. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm glad you're both all right in that respect. Goodness me. Painful filling up slurry, etc. without... Yeah. I'm glad we're on the same page there, mate. Goodness me, mean robots and all. You were also in an accident, a fractured sternum and a couple of ribs. How'd you do that, mate? Bloody hell, you're all at it at the minute, aren't you? Stay safe, you lot. Stop breaking bones. Right, 100% full. There we are. Right. And I'm not in your way there, so we'll turn the engine off there, save some fuel, because this is a thirsty beastie. I think this is the first occasion where I've actually not got a trailer returning to me immediately. John Deere's still just tipping in here now. There we go. Yeah, I think I do have to consider at some point, very, very soon, consider this bunker to be pretty full. Oh, goodness me, to the point where I'm actually falling between them now. There we go. What have we got in here now? 776,777. We've got another 30, what is it, 35,000 on the way. That's still got quite a bit in as well there, hasn't it? Yeah. We'll see. I'm convinced we're going to get a load more in there, but the reality is I'm going to have to spend a lot of time shoveling back in two. So I think that might be a good thing to do once the Fent... Is that you empty now? There we go. I hope it's going to work in time as well. We'll get that John Deere out of there without having any head-on collisions on the road network. But yeah, I've always hated why Autodrive does this. Once you've got a little bit of a reversing section set up, it's going back forward to the node that tells it to reverse. It's now going to reverse back into the bunker all the way down until it hits the tip node, and then it'll drive out again. And it's like, no, it's not what you should really do. You should just drive out of the bunker and get lost. There we go. You don't use Autodrive or CORSAIR to be honest. Well, no, I know it's not everybody. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I've relied heavily on them for years. I love Autodrive and CORSAIR just because it allows me to do my cinematics essentially up, and it would come along at the wrong time, wouldn't it? Here's the Fent. Oh, but it's stopped. But it's not going to work because that's the course. No, this isn't going to work at all, is it? So you're going to need to... Don't crash into me. I'm going to move out the way. There we go. Still... Oh, you would turn up. Still faffing up. Do you know what? It's been relatively smooth up to now. Oh, the timing. Honestly. They're going the extra mile. Absolutely. Everything's been ticking over just fine, and then I just jump in and, for the first time in ages, turn off Autodrive. Look how full the bunker is there. And then you turn up, still faffing. How's your day getting on, mate? Are you doing alright? My accident with my daughter happened in January. We got out 2 weeks ago. Goodness me, Craig. It happened in January. Wow. Bloody hell, mate. Well, I'm glad you and your daughter are both alright. That's all that matters, mate. Goodness. Wow. That's a long time in hospital, man. Right, come on. I think we will call this last trailer here, and I'll do my best to shovel all this in and neaten it up as best as possible. Timing is everything. Yes, it really is. Yeah. We jumped out the Matisse when it snowed bad a few years ago before she went down the bridge, hit a barrier. Had to sit in ambulance with a blanket over me because I was in shock. My mum ran to the car. Goodness me, we all reliving nasty accidents. Took 3 cops to free the car. Car crashes are awful. I can speak from experience. I've not been in many, but the ones I have been pretty horrible. The brakes failed on a Honda Civic at 140 miles an hour. That was fun. many, many years ago. We wrapped up and having a... Oh, very nice. Very nice, mate. Very, very nice indeed. That's good stuff. I'm glad you wrapped up now. That's all good. What are you doing there, you plonker? And you happen to do this right now when Chimera's come back in and she's absolutely anti-course play and Autodrive. You shouldn't be proving my point for me here. Goodness me. Bloody nightmare. Just can't get the staff. I'm curious as to why it tipped a load of grass there, though. I've never actually seen that happen before. We'll get all that picked up now anyway. At least that's out of the way. And then we shall start shoveling and sorting out this bunker and squaring it off, I feel. But here we go, everyone. Let's have a few minutes out of the machinery though and just take in our lovely cow pastures that we've got. These are custom cow pastures using, oddly enough, the fenceless pastures mod, but we do have a fence around them so that I believe they were placed in because obviously you would have a fence around your cows, wouldn't you? But I believe the fenceless pastures mod by Cookie Modster, which is brilliant, I've got to say, just allows for that bit of freedom when it comes to designing your cow pastures. But this is awesome. It really is. Time to move to the second bunker. Yes, mate, completely agree. Completely agree. But I do need to get this one shoveled first. Unfortunately, I do have all the bunkers are wired into the Autodrive, so I don't have to faff around and wire them back in or anything, wire them in. Autodrive thinks the bunker is full. It might be right, let's be honest. But I do want to neaten it up. But do you know what? I think I'm just going to have to accept that I might have to do that off camera, I think. Because that could take a bit of time, especially for me to get it nice and square. So maybe what I should really do is make a start in this one. There we are. And then get all that loose stuff there at least picked up off the floor. Nice and neatly. There we are. Although again, that might take a few minutes, mightn't it? Yeah. Amazing to you, fenceless pastures needs to be a mod. Yes, I'm with you there, Oz. It's there was a lot of I found a lot of, you know, limitations to the custom pastures, as it were. The fence is not to keep the cows in, but to keep you safe from them. More humans are killed by random cow attacks than you think. No, you're absolutely right there, mate, actually. That is actually a very good point. Right, bunker 2. That's right, and bunker 2. There we go. Right, let's get back to this. John Deere, on your way, hopefully. There we are. Yep, and the fence staying still now instead of buggering off out the field like it was doing before. There we go. Come on, dear. Chop, chop. There we are. I was worried that this John Deere would struggle pulling a fully laden trailer, but it's actually not doing too bad. I think it's only about 185, 190 horsepower, so yeah. Chuffed with that. What do you think of the lighting, though, ladies and gentlemen? Do you notice a difference? Can you notice a difference from your side of things? Because I did spend a lot of time faffing around with the lighting settings and the graphical settings, getting it just right. But getting the performance as it is, sitting at 60 frames a second, solidly, with the lighting looking like it does, with the shadows, has really, really changed the entire feeling of the game for me. Up on the farm there, when you're on your feet walking around the farmyard, it looks amazing. Just all over the place. The darks are a lot darker, the lights seem a lot lighter, but they just also feel a little bit more detailed, perhaps. I'm not too sure, but it has improved the game 100%. What are we on here now? Can I imagine doing bales on some of these fields? I wonder how many you could get and if you could top that one field of yours on the Vintage Oak. Oh, do you know what? That's a good point, actually. I forgot about that. Yeah, the big field on the Vintage Oaks. I'm trying to remember. I'd have to go back and watch and see one of my videos to remind myself how many bales I got off that. But yeah, there'd be some big numbers on here, wouldn't there? And at the minute, if I was to do this in bales, I've only got the I've got the gooseneck trailer and the pickup truck as bale carrying machinery. That would take an enormously long time. I haven't yet Welsh, no, only because that's on my list of things to do this weekend. I have so many things to catch up on. I have obviously, now that Lancey Boy's been in touch, and I think he's dropped me a message over on Discord, so I may well have something rather nice to look at this weekend, which is amazing. I've got your presets to check out. I need to look at the finer details of realistic weather. The list goes on. What can I say? But yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of time ahead of me for a couple of days, or at least a day maybe, where I can just kind of chill out, knowing I've got Monday's video done and dusted. I can just kind of chill out and, you know, absorb a bit more of this data that I need to get in from the game, from the stuff that I've missed over these last few weeks. Come on, dear, sort yourself out. Off you pop. Make room for Fent there. Are you using the lighting as well, Iron Drengen? Yeah. It is. They are awesome alterations. They really are. The only one thing that I wish, from my side of things anyway, I wish I could do something about, which I can't, because I'm so hell-bent on sitting at 60 frames a second for the purposes of this lovely smooth gameplay, because it is important to me, really. And in order to achieve that 100% of the time, I have the FSR3 frame generation setting set to on in the graphics settings, but that, which is brilliant, so it makes the game look and run and feel excellent, but the side effect of that is this ghosting that you might see in a few places. Especially you might have caught it there where the trailer turned around. You just see this trail leaving of pixels behind the trailer as it moves around sometimes, and you get it on lampposts and vertical edges, and it's, you know, I know Giants did improve it a little bit a few patches back, but it's like, come on, make it go away, please. Realistic weather might break stock check. It's an alphabetic thing. Is that right? Peter Geelan, hello mate, hope you're well. How are you? Good to see you. Cheers for joining us, mate, coming by. Hope you're well. Hope you're well, mate. Appreciate you stopping in to celebrate the 10,000 subscribers. What a thing, eh? What a thing. That's what annoys you the most, the tractor's reversing endlessly for absolutely no reason at all. It's, if you're talking about Autodrive, yeah, it's the, obviously when they're calculating their route and where they're going, to be fair. It is very clever, I've got to say. Very clever indeed, but yeah, sometimes it can just take a little bit longer than what feels comfortable when you think, right, you reversed enough now, there's enough room for you to get out, but it still goes back a few more feet and a few more feet, and then you think, right, you're taking the mick now. But yeah, it's, the incident was on the dash cam in the car. The driver was caught at a petrol station. Right, goodness me, okay. Sounds very serious, that does, Craig. Goodness me. Very serious indeed, mate. Like I said, the main thing is that you and your daughter are okay. Right, where are you up to there? No, up to 100%. There we are. Right. Do I need to go and check on them? I don't think... I will do, just for the sake of it. There you go. That's you tipping in the bunker nicely. Bunker number 2. What have we got in here, actually, now? The numbers will change, of course. 826,000. Wow. And it's 47% compacted, so... Right. Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Peter. I'm all good, thank you, mate. Loving being over here on Iowa. This was the perfect save game to jump on and do a live stream on, considering this this new series and this save game has been directly responsible for a massive increase in subscribers and activity on the channel in the last couple of weeks. I've got to say, it's been so popular. So, like I said at the beginning of the episode, if anyone's on board now that wasn't here at the beginning, if you have downloaded this save game, because we were quite keen to try and get some kind of a metric as to how many people have actually downloaded the save file from Discord. If you wouldn't mind taking like 2 seconds of your time, there's a pinned message in the FS25 chat section of my Discord. There's a pinned message at the top with a poll. If you've downloaded it, just click in the yes, I've downloaded it thing, so it'll give us an actual number of people. It may not be 100% accurate, I appreciate that, but we just wanted to try and get some kind of an idea of how many people have downloaded it, because at the minute it's just a file on Discord that's available to anyone on my Discord and anyone who joins in and who can download it. But Discord doesn't provide us with any kind of a metric as to, oh, so many people have had this and this, that and the other. So we were just very keen to know how, because we know it's been popular, we know that, there's no question about that. We just wanted to try and put some kind of a number to that popularity, if that makes any sense, just for our own knowledge, for future endeavours perhaps, you never know, we shall see. Grass lines popping in and out of existence annoys you. Yes mate, I'm with you there as well, that does annoy me as well, the whole swaths and yeah, although if I'm honest, surprisingly it's not doing it too bad. It does it there. Although it's a bit, no, it doesn't. That's the Bedlands. The irony of you saying that, it does that all the time for me. But right now, sitting still, the swaths are... There's not a huge amount of jankiness there, is there? They're usually quite bad. About my attention to detail, yes, I did recognise that the additive has been empty for a while, mate. No, I did recognise that, yes. Thank you. Yes, congratulations, Cher. That's 5 years post-stroke, mate. Absolutely awesome. That will be the amount of cupcakes we will send to Camaro. Oh, the views, the download total. That's not a bad idea, actually. It's been better since 1.7, but still happens. That's a good point, mate, actually. Yeah. See, it still happens there. There you go. They kind of jumped in and out. But you're right. Now you've pointed it out. They're not. They used to be really quite flashy in and out, didn't they? They kind of jump in and out, and it was quite annoying. But yes, I think patch 1.7 has definitely done something better for that, hasn't it? Yeah, man. You haven't seen the swath problem on this stream, yeah? Well, like I say, it hadn't even entered my thoughts until it came into conversation there, and then it was like, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, you're right. We haven't seen any flashing swaths, thankfully, which is good. But yeah, goodness me, looking at the time now, we're at 2 hours 20 minutes, and yeah, we're nowhere near finishing this field. You got there in the end, getting that map downloaded. That was oh, goodness me, I'd also had cruise control on them. That was off Bergman, wasn't it, Rob? It was taking a while, wasn't it, if I remember correctly? Yeah. Valentino Matana, I wish I knew what you were saying, mate. Forgive me. I'm going to hazard a guess. Is it something to do with this map for FARMERSIM 25? You'll have to forgive my inability to know what you said there, pal. Just accept you make awesome videos. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. Yeah, man. used to have all sections vanish from view and then come back. Yeah, they're not absolutely right. It was properly annoying, especially, again, it would happen all the time to me when I was, you know, trying to film the arty-farty bits of the cinematics, and it just took from the experience when you see, you know, 40 foot of straw swath just go blink and just disappear and come back to view later. Yeah. Sort out the lods already, Giants, yeah. Although I must admit, actually, thinking about it, as this conversation progresses and my mind's thinking about things, one thing I have done recently, since doing all this lighting settings, is just trying to get as much performance as I can out of the game, and also trying to be sympathetic towards my computer and its graphics card. For a long time now, I've ran the LOD distances at 200. I used to run them at 300%, and then I dialed that back to 250%, but now I've just got them running at the maximum 200%. That you can adjust them to in the in-game menus. You can dial it right up to 9,000% if you wanted to in the XMLs. Your game won't like it, but sometimes that works very well for making really, really nice detailed thumbnails. But yeah, so I've dialed them down to 200%. Maybe that's got something to do with it as well. I don't know. Not too sure. Not too sure. But yeah. Right, the Fent's back in the field there. John Deere's almost full there. But looking at the time, we're at 2 hours 22 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we've definitely still got a good hour or so of buggering around in this field to empty the field, let alone the backing and toing. So I think I might call it here for the stream, guys, because I've got to call it sometime, and it's going to be at some point filling in between the starting and finishing of this field. I'm glad I did the mowing off camera, because we'd have been long. We wouldn't have been anywhere near this. That job took about an hour and 20 minutes for that big Crone Big M, and that was on Courseplay. So with me doing that manually, if I'd have done that manually by hand at the beginning of this episode, we'd have got nowhere near where we are now. So I think now's a good time to call it to call the end of this live stream, ladies and gentlemen. It's been awesome celebrating 10,000 subscribers with you all. It really has been quite something. It's been an amazing journey so far. Long may it continue, because I adore doing this thing, having this channel, doing what I do, making this content. It's ever since day one, it's ignited the creative spark that I've kind of always had in me. And look at that, it is a good time to stop, look, because the tractors, because I've not carried on with the forage harvester, the John Deere is stuck behind the Fent there. So yeah, that says it all, doesn't it? But yeah, I love doing this. I adore doing it. I'm so getting all these lovely comments, seeing the channel grow like it is, getting all these lovely comments from you guys as support, and, you know, words of inspiration, words of motivation. I love your stuff. Great, you know, carry on doing it. Keep it up, FARMERSIM. Stuff like that is what keeps the flame going, is what makes you go, wow, this is awesome, and people clearly like what I do, and it means the world to me. Awesome stream. Hopefully you will have some hair for the next one. I cut my hair. I do it. It's something I do every 6 months or so. I don't go to the barbers. I've got a set of clippers on the shelf up there. Every now and again, I just whiz it all off, and because I look like a worn toothbrush when I've let my beard grow and my hair grow, and I just look like, yeah, I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards. So yeah, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you so much for everything so far. The channel will be nothing without you from the start. To everyone who's been involved in everything, especially over the last few weeks. To Kim, mate, you're an absolute legend. This farm's gorgeous. We'll try our best to get our hands on some kind of metric for the download for this thing, mate, in the coming hours. I put that poll on for 24 hours, so we'll see how successful that was. Like I said, if you have downloaded this save, please go jump on the Discord and just let us know in that poll, because it would mean the world to us. Thank you. Anything else to consider? Giants Partner promo code, if any of you are looking to purchase anything from FARMERSIM 25 and you like the idea of supporting the channel. I'm not far off being a bronze partner, so not too far off. I think a few more things on that side of things will take me up to the next level of Giants partnership as well, which would be amazing. G-Portal as well, if you're looking for a server, please consider using my G-Portal link, which is in the video description. Get you 10% off. Again, supports the channel, goes a long way. No, keep the head gleam. The gleam's because of the terrible lighting. That's just the lamp. You know what I mean? I can just do that and get rid of that. And it is, you know, it is actually quite warm in here now. Let's be honest. Here's to the next one. Cheers, share. Absolutely. Hair today, gone tomorrow. Get out. Hair today, gone tomorrow. Keep the cinematics coming. Thank you, TVD. Means the world, mate. Thank you. Thanks for the stream. Cheers, Peter. No problem at all. Congrats on the 10k, mate. Huge achievement. Well deserved. Thank you, Welsh, mate. Go check out Welsh Sim Farmer, ladies and gentlemen. Link, you go find him on my Discord. He's a new up-and-coming YouTuber. Please go check him out. Give him a sub. Give him a like. Go watch some. He's got a few videos out now on Calmlands. Go give him show him some of the good old farm sim community love and support. That would be awesome. Kenny McIver, when we get in the autoloader pallets, missed that mod for the greenhouses. I can't tell you that one, mate. I'm not too sure yet. Unreal stream, as always. Have a great rest of your day, FS, and the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you all soon. Nice one. Take care. See you for now.